Looking for music that lifts your spirit and fills your heart? Experience the powerful sound of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square. Now streaming on all your favorite music platforms. Find the Tabernacle Choir on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Amazon Music, and Pandora. Let the music of the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square inspire you today and every day. Whether you're at home, in the car, or on the go, enjoy the beauty of their world-renowned sound anytime. The Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, streaming now.
College football is nearly here, and we're blowing out the budget on our coverage of the teams you can't live without. This is Big 12 Media Day coverage live from Frisco, Texas. Presented by Omada Real Estate. Buying or selling a home? Trust the experts at Omada Real Estate. This is 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Big 12 Media Day coverage continues on here at Frisco, Texas. Let's take you to the podium. It is the commissioner of the Big 12, Brett Yormark.
Conference, and the metrics show that. Our championship game drew more than 85,000 fans, the most attended in Power 4 history, with game viewership up 39%. We had a conference record 38 NFL draft selections, including 11 in the first 2 rounds. And while football is a powerful driver, I'm incredibly proud of what our student athletes, coaches, and administrators have accomplished across all of our sports. In basketball, we had a conference record tying 8 NCAA tournament selections for both men's and women's. 9 of our men's players were selected in the first round of this year's NBA draft, a conference record, including the number 1 and number 2 picks overall. On the women's side, 5 players were selected in the WNBA draft, highlighted by the number 2 pick overall. We set a conference record in team sports, with 99 teams advancing to NCAA postseason play this past year, including record-setting representation in soccer, volleyball, lacrosse, softball, golf, and tennis. Every school in this conference earned a postseason appearance this year, underscoring our shared commitment to excellence and competing at the highest levels. We will continue our commitment to growing Olympic sports and are excited to host our second Media Days for volleyball and debut an in-season challenge for the first time this fall. To put a bow on this year's competition, I'm excited to announce the recipient of the inaugural All-State Commissioners Cup and winner of the All-State Big 12 Championship Series. This award honors the Big 12 program that excelled both athletically and academically throughout the year. This year's winner, Arizona. I want to congratulate President Garamella, Athletic Director Desiree Reed-Francois, and all the great University of Arizona student athletes. Let's give them a hand, please. In addition to receiving the Commissioner's Cup trophy, Arizona will receive a scholarship donation from All-State in recognition of this great achievement. I also want to recognize the recipients of the 4th annual Bob Bowlesby Award, given to student athletes who exemplify leadership and achievement both on and off the field. This year's honorees are Johnny Kulo from Arizona State Swimming and Diving, Olivia Miles from TCU Women's Basketball, and Juliet Laraquente Hubner from Cincinnati Track and Field. Congratulations to each of you. Let's give them a hand. It was also a great year for the Big 12 off the field and court. This is my 4th Media Days, and I've always viewed our path forward in 3 phases: stabilize, build, and grow. We are now in full growth mode, and one of our top priorities is to create value for our member institutions. Sponsorship revenue this year was up 182%, and in the coming weeks, we will share more news to continue that momentum. But today, I have a very special announcement. Last year, we entered a partnership with Monster Energy to be the official energy drink of the Big 12, and today we build on that with Monster Energy becoming the entitlement partner of Big 12 football and Big 12 basketball regular seasons. Monster Energy represents drive, edge, ambition, qualities that mirror our student athletes and the Big 12 Conference. Our multi-year partnership is a first of its kind, built on the right brand and cultural alignment. Monster Energy is the #1 energy drink domestically and will take this conference to places it has not been before. The global nature of who they are aligns with our global aspirations. Monster Energy is sold in approximately 159 countries. During the regular season, Big 12 football, men's and women's basketball will be branded as Monster Energy Big 12 football and Monster Energy Big 12 basketball for all conference-controlled assets and platforms. A co-branded Monster Energy and Big 12 Conference logo will be featured on football and basketball jerseys, fields, and courts, with additional integration across conference digital and social media channels. Mitch Covington, Monster Energy's Global Chief Partnership Officer, is here with us today to celebrate this partnership along with his colleagues. Mitch, please stand up. Mitch, we've been friends. Let's give Mitch a big hand, please. I have been friends for years and appreciate your growing support of the Big 12 Conference. Trust me when I say this to you, we will deliver big for you and Monster Energy. Thank you for everything. Mitch will be available today if any of you have any questions regarding our partnership. As we turn the page to the upcoming football season, our momentum continues to build as we remain patiently aggressive in everything we do. We're excited to welcome 4 new football coaches this year: Colin Klein at Kansas State, Eric Morris at Oklahoma State, Jimmy Rogers at Iowa State, and Morgan Scalley at Utah. The Big 12 again will be the conference of quarterbacks, with 6 returning starters and one of the strongest portal classes in the country at the position. Our competitive depth will fuel another exciting run to the Big 12 championship at AT&T Stadium in Arlington and position multiple Big 12 programs firmly in the college football playoff conversation. We will also use our championship game to celebrate America 250. This fall, we'll also introduce live replay review conversations, building on live replay center look-ins that were introduced last year. And we will also open a new replay operations center in 2027, as previously announced. We'll continue to strengthen our partnership with the NFL, further developing our 4 core principles of officiating, flag football, international growth, and driving innovation across all levels of the game. Over the next 12 months, I look forward to working with my fellow P4 commissioners on issues that affect all of us, including the future of a college football playoff. We've begun formal discussions around expansion and the right format moving forward. I've said it before, more access is needed, as too many great teams are still left out. I've also said before, we still need to work through the economics and scheduling and address any unintended consequences. There's been a lot of movement on the Hill. I want to applaud Senators Cruz and Cantwell for introducing the Protect College Sports Act. This bipartisan legislation represents an important step toward a more consistent national approach, providing a strong foundation for greater stability, clearer standards, and meaningful protections for our student athletes. I plan on being on the Hill next week to have further discussions regarding the bill and its refinement. We just completed year 1 of the College Sports Commission, and like any startup, there have been challenges. However, I'm encouraged by the foundation in place and the discussions around the adjustments we are addressing for year 2. I also want to commend Charlie Baker and the NCAA as they embrace reform in key areas, including eligibility and tampering, reflecting the broader changes shaping college athletics. Sports betting remains an industry-wide concern. We are extending our partnership with IC360 to monitor activity and expand education and support for our student athletes. There has never been a better time than right now to be part of this conference. We look forward to moving ahead as 16 strong and leveraging our scale and collective influence within college athletics to deliver monster moments all year long. Our conference goal is to be great every day for our student athletes and for our member institutions. I want to thank you all for being here, and I'll take some questions. Thank you.
Third row, over here.
Hi, Commissioner. I'm Jerry Ramirez from RedRaidersports.com. I was wondering.
How are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm always excited to be here.
Well, I'm thrilled you're here today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Just curious if, throughout the Brendan Sorsby situation, if you supported Texas Tech at any point throughout that, and if that changed, what may have caused you to change your mind on that?
Let me start off by saying I appreciate the question. I appreciate other questions that are probably going to come forth today. Today is not the time to address that issue. Today is about celebrating the upcoming football season and celebrating our 16 schools. But I appreciate the question, so thank you.
All right, we'll go front row here.
Hey, Commissioner. Nick Hamilton, media. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Good.
Wanted to ask you mentioned about expansion and being able to obviously expand the conference and obviously the game of college football. What steps do you need to take to be able to expand but not have an overkill and be able to get on one accord with the rest of the conferences to be able to try to make that happen?
Are you talking about expansion from a standpoint of member institutions?
Member
is that the
institutions,
question?
yes.
Okay, so the only way I'm going to address that is I love the makeup of our conference right now. You know, you think about the composition of the Big 12, we've added 8 institutions over the last 3 to 4 years, okay? It's taken a lot of time and effort to build cohesion. I think we're finally there. I don't think as a conference we're the best version of ourselves. We've got some work to still do, but we're well on our way. And as I said in my closing comments, there's never been a better time to be part of this conference than right now. But thank you for the question.
Over here in the blue.
Hey, Mr. Commissioner, Hutchins from the Quad City Times. How important is it for Big 12 schools to continue playing out-of-conference rivalry games in football? And does that change if you go to a 10-game schedule?
I'm sorry, can you say that again? I didn't hear that. Just speak into the mic a little bit more.
Yeah. How important is it to continue playing out-of-conference rivalry games?
Well, I think out-of-conference is important. You know, Scott Draper all the time. And we'll continue to discuss that on a go-forward basis. You mentioned something about 10 conference games, or no?
How does it, does that change? If you go to 10 games, does it change the willingness to play out-of-conference rivalry games?
Well, listen, as it relates to 10 conference games, it's something I brought up at the spring business meetings, and that will be predicated on where we end up or not in the college football playoff expansion. All those variables are interconnected, if you will, and we'll address them when we need to. But out-of-conference games are critically important.
This gentleman here in the second row.
Good morning, Commissioner. AP Stead of AP.
Nice to see you.
Yes, sir. Commissioner, what did you learn about the evaluation process for the college football playoff that you want to tell your member institutions? And what are your feelings about the college football playoff and the number of teams that are involved at this point?
Well, the college football playoff obviously is something that's been top of mind for me for quite some time, and we've talked about different formats and how do you expand it or not, and that work really in earnest is starting now. I just returned a few weeks ago from Colorado, where the management committee came together and we started discussing what the possibilities might look like. And as I said in my opening comments, we need more access. I'm a firm believer in that. The Big 12 is a firm believer in that. Where that takes us, I can't tell you today. I don't have a crystal ball. But I want more access. And I think that's the right thing for us to consider. And we're doing the appropriate due diligence right now. But thank you for your question.
Gentleman in the back.
Mitch Harper, KSL Sports. Brett, sorry, I get a little bit of feedback. You mentioned international games and things like that. What other locations, or how big of a role is international play going to be in the league going forward?
Well, I mean, I've said it before, and I'm on the record. You know, we have global ambitions as a conference. Obviously, we're playing 2 games overseas this year. 14% of our student athletes come from outside this country, and 6 of our 16 institutions have campuses outside of the U.S. So it's something that we need to continue to do our due diligence on. I do like the NFL model and where they're going. I like the NBA and where they're going. If you think about where we've played internationally, it's pretty consistent and aligns well where the NFL and the NBA have been, and we'll see where we go in the future. But I'm excited about the possibilities. There's a lot of interest in Europe for what we do here at the Big 12, and we'll determine if, you know, what's next and what's right. But thank you for your question.
All right, the gentleman here in the purple blazer.
Yeah, Brett, Barry Trammell, to your left. Barry Trammell from the Tulsa World.
Barry, you were there in day 1 with me.
Yeah, I've been day 1 of a lot of places.
No, I know,
Yeah.
I know. It's good to see you.
You too. When it comes to the playoff, I mean, it appeared the Big 12 and the ACC were on the side of a 16-team format several months ago. Appears that has flipped. The desire for more access really hasn't changed. What were the factors that made you shift towards the 24? The secondary questions, if we do go 24, looks like we lose the Big 12 championship game. Is that just a collateral damage that you're willing to accept?
Well, first of all, great question. I liked 16 initially as I learned more about it, obviously without the additional AQs, okay? When 24 became part of the conversation, we've done our own conference due diligence around it, and we think it might be a great fit for us. We discussed it most recently in our spring business meeting with our coaches. Across the board, they liked it, and we continue to have those conversations with our ADs and our presidents. We do need to understand the economics. Is there a marketplace to go to 24? We have to understand the scheduling dynamic and what that means, and the unintended consequences, which I said earlier. As it relates to our championship game, I think I've said it before, that's a huge tentpole event for us. I mean, we had over 85,000 attend last year, and our ratings were up 39%. It's a big deal for us. And there are economics that go with that champ game. So as we consider 24, we've got to look at what we have and what potentially we might gain, and ultimately make the best decision for the Big 12. But everything's on the table.
Right,
Thank you.
Gentleman back here.
Hi, Commissioner Robert Aronoff, Knights 24/7. My question is, with the gambling situation that the conference dealt with in the past year, we had multiple parties making multiple assertions, threats, in a courtroom, including 2 different states' attorneys kind of weighing in on what was going to happen or what should happen. What is the conference doing as you look to celebrate this year and protect the game moving forward? What is the conference doing to ensure that the resolution of these situations happens within a byline or guidelines of the conference and not in a courtroom?
Listen, I appreciate the question. I'll just start off by saying integrity for the game is critically important. For all sports, for this conference, We will continue to work with our student athletes to educate them and to help guide them in this new environment. You know, when I grew up, sports betting wasn't as available as it is today. It's a different world that student athletes are growing up in, and they need to be educated. And that's the role that we are taking alongside of our member institutions. But thank you for the question.
Right, the gentleman right here in the middle.
Donovan Bridgeford, TXA and 24 News. So I just wanted to talk about, with AT&T Stadium seeing such an international, guess you would say, like love from everyone that's been there, what is your plan for this with 250 celebration being there for the championship at the end of this season?
It's a great question. We have not gone to work yet on what that looks like, but that's one of our biggest moments of the year, our champ game, and everything leads to AT&T Stadium. So we think it's a perfect opportunity for us to celebrate America 250. Thank you for your question.
The gentleman here in purple blazer. Go ahead.
Sean Dillon, Rocket Brigade. Commission, Texas Tech got fined over tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU paddles broke an always maker rule, has a tradition exemption. Sorsby never played a snap. Big 12 sued them anyway, while Cincinnati hasn't been yet touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas fans believe it?
Can you sit? Let me come closer to you. Stand up. Ask that question again, and I'm going to give you the answer I want to give you, so go ahead.
Texas Tech got fined for tortillas, and tortillas were banned outright. OSU has had paddles that were given a noisemaker exemption back in 2012. Sorsby never played a snap for the Red Raiders, and yet there is a lawsuit. Cincinnati has yet to be touched. You're selling greater than 12. Why should Texas Tech fans believe them?
No, I didn't say greater than 12. You misquoted me. I said we're going forward as 16 strong, and that's my answer to your question. But thank you for that question. Appreciate it.
Gentleman in the black.
Hello, Brett. I'm over here.
Okay, go ahead. Nice to see you.
Good morning, sir. How are you? Will Burnett, Buff Stampede. As private equity becomes more and more prominent in the sport, a lot of universities still depend on alumni bases, fundraisers, stuff like that. Some see private equity as controversial, albeit some necessary. How do you see the future of private equity breaking in specifically into the Big 12, and what is that going to look like?
Well, that's a great question, but you might not have been reading what has been going on in the Big 12. So we were at the forefront of private equity when I first got here. We explored all different options, from private equity to debt, you name it. And each conference, each school has to do what's in their best interest. We landed in a place that I felt was a great partnership with Redbird. That's all about business development. It's not traditional private equity. So we like where we've landed. We think we're in a really good place. We have a strategic partnership with Redbird.
The commissioner of the Big 12, that is Brett Yormark. We'll hear more of him coming up a little bit later on. But you know what? This is the point of the program where Coach and I just get the heck out of the way and let the Sun Devil grad talk to his current Sun Devil, CJ Fite, kind enough to join us, anchoring that D line. How are you, sir?
Good about yourself. How you doing?
Okay, now I'm out.
All right, CJ. No. You've been around the program for a good while, man. You were one of the earlier guys to commit, and so you've been there for a good while. You're anchoring that defensive line. Tell us about what your expectations are as a defense, because there's not a lot of you in terms of returning starters on that defensive side this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of puzzles, I guess pieces to fill in from last year going to this year. But I think the guys we brought in are more than capable to do so. So just seeing like the energy and like what the guys bring to the table every day in workouts or spring ball, I'm excited to see what this defense can do, because it's not a selfish guy on this defense from me looking at it right now. So as long as we do our one job, and we always talk about doing our 111th, so if everybody does that, I think we'll be just fine. We'll have a more than enough talent to make plays on defense.
Would you rather play in Texas humidity but have it a little cooler, or the 115 in Phoenix with the dry heat?
This is a debate that happens a lot, actually. I actually hate the humidity because it's just when you're humid, sometimes even when you're in the shade, you're still hot.
Yeah.
But in Arizona, if you get out the heat, then if there's a little breeze, you're good. So it's just really just probably that 115. Because in the sun, you're going to burn. But if you put some water on you, get under a little shade, get under a little tent, you'll be just fine.
115 puts hair on your chest.
But the humidity.
Yeah, that's what a real man do. There you go.
Hey, but the misters things, the misters in the posh spots, you walk around and they mist you.
Scottsdale Road.
That's relief, right?
I actually hate misters.
Okay. But at least there, it's relief. Here, it would just add to the.
It would add to
we
it,
walked
yeah.
out today, and I was like, I already showered, and we're walking a block, and I think I showered again.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell me about the greatness of Coach Dillingham. We obviously study him from a distance, but what makes him so great?
He's just real. The same way he was when I got here my freshman year, the same way he is now. The same energy, same realness. That he's just a genuine guy who cares about you. I've had so many conversations with him, just not even about football, just about life and about just things other than football. Like, we have other conversations. So it's like he's a guy that cares about you as a person. He does everything in his power to make sure that you succeed as a person, not even just in football, but after football. He's done so many things, like business-wise, to set us up to be successful in life, because he knows football is much bigger than football, and only a small percentage is going to make it so far in football. So he does like as much as he can possible to set us up. So he's just a guy who cares. And that's what all you can ask for sometimes, a guy that cares about you, who wants you to be successful and just shows you love every single day.
It seems like he's working harder than many other coaches out there to make sure that you guys have opportunities
100%.
in the NIL landscape,
100%.
and that's probably resonates in the locker room.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the guys, like you see that. You see him on social media. You see him on these press conferences talking about show our guys love, give our guys, like, donate to the collective so our guys can feel the appreciation, can be like at ease, can be comfortable, and be able to just have that blessing of what some other teams have. So from where we started to where we are now, it's crazy when you look at it. If you saw the numbers, but like, yeah, it's a blessing just to have him as a coach, because he truly cares about us and what we're doing in the future.
I like that you were there in the early days, right? So when you came, the program was not good. I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah.
And then, you guys go ahead and win the conference last year. You had injuries got in the way, but you still had a decent season. And Coach Kenny, me being a Phoenix guy, I pay attention to it, activate the Valley.
Yeah.
And so every home game was sold out last year, which is a significant achievement. For you, how much does it mean to you to be a part of basically laying the groundwork what Kenny, and I'm sure you as you go on to the NFL, hope is something that is an annual occurrence, that Sun Devil football is a big thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge shout out to the fans. From our first year after halftime, it was probably about 50% of attendance at the games at that point. We start off well, beginning the games is loud, like you feel good, but okay. And by halftime, it's just empty. So to be able to see where they are, where we came from, and how much the fans really bought in, it's been beautiful to see. Like, the games were so loud last year, and like, it was live, and like you felt the energy and the atmosphere of the stadium. So like we truly started to have that home field advantage when you had the third downs or the third downs for the offense, defense. You truly felt it. So, huge shout out to the fans. Last year, I felt like the Valley was truly being activated, and I'm excited to see how much more it can be activated. But it's a great spot where we're at.
You did you redshirt?
No, sir.
So this the 5 for 5, if it hits, is that? I mean, obviously, I know you want to go to the NFL and get there as quickly as possible. But is that resonating in the locker room? Like, if I do get an opportunity to get a fifth year, that's something that will be beneficial for me in terms of NIL and things like that.
I mean, I guess, I don't know, it really has resonated. I know for me, I'm sure with a lot of guys, because it's not like we've seen a lot of it. We've heard words about it, heard word, like it may happen. I don't know if it went through. Did it go through or not?
People anticipate it will. It's not official yet. But.
Yeah, so it's like all the guys are really just like, for me, like I'm playing like this is my last year. And I'm going to keep it like that even if I get the 5th, because I'm not going to be like, okay, if this year doesn't go well for me, I'm going to come back for another year. So it's like I'm going all for it this year, whether I have the year or not. So that's how a lot of guys are. That's how all the guys are wired. So, whether I get the 5th year or not, like I'm not – honestly, I'm not here for NIL opportunities. I'm here to further my success in football and what I want to do in this sport, and I have goals for myself. So, I mean, if God calls me to stay another year, I'll do it. So, I'm really just trying to live in the moment, make sure that I attack each day to make sure this is my best year.
Tatum, Texas. Yeah, tell me about Tatum, Texas. What was the life like growing up there?
It was small town living, just slow.
Where's that near?
Shreveport.
Okay.
What? We border Louisiana. We're by Longview, Tyler.
So you know all about humidity then.
Yeah.
Tyler Rose's dog. I know about those Tyler Roses.
Yes, sir. So we're about 40 minutes from Tyler. And then Longview, 30 minutes. Carthage, actually Montana, and Lyric grew up 15 minutes from me in Marshall. So to be able to have them over here is cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. So East Texas. My dad drove about 2 hours over here, about 2 hours east of here. So it's out of town in 2000. I always tell people the same people I went to kindergarten with, the same people I graduated with.
Wow, that's cool.
So I had
that's
like
a neat experience.
120 in my graduating class. So it's enough. It's not like too small, but it's enough to where you see enough people every day. So I was with the same people every day. It was just slow living, country roads, no lights.
That sounds awesome.
God bless America.
Tempe's a little different.
Tempe's a lot different. I was messed up when I first got here.
A little fast.
Yeah, because back in Taylor, it's like literally just a 4-way stop, and it's like a blinking light, and that's it. There's no traffic light, none of that. So it's like everything stop signs. And my first time having to drive with pedestrians was actually in Tempe.
Oh, really?
It was horrible. I'm like, these people just feel like they
University Road Avenue throw you back.
Everybody feels like they're indestructible, can't get hit by a car, so they just walk out no matter what. So it's like I had to learn how to drive with people for the first time. I went back home not too long ago, and my eyes got adjusted to the lights in Tempe, and I couldn't see driving back home. So I'm over here driving with brights on. It's still not bright enough. I'm like all in the steering wheel trying to see.
There's more people on Mill Avenue than in your town.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, on a Friday night at Mill, there's more people there in Taylor.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's a lot. It's a lot different.
Well, have a good season this year. Looking forward to chatting with you again down the line.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Good
luck.
Stuff.
Thank
DJ
you.
Fite right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. All right, we're long overdue. Let's take a break. You're listening to Big 12 Media Day coverage right here on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.